I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. Jason, I don't have any time. We say this all the time, don't we? I don't have time to go on the trip I want to go on. I don't have time to spend it with my partner, my husband, my wife, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, whatever it may be. I don't have time, and I need to spend more time with my kids, and I don't do that. I don't have time. I want to watch these shows on Netflix. I haven't been able to do that because I just don't have time. I would love to be able to work out, Jason, but I don't have time. A massage? Haven't had that in a year and a half. I would love to be able to go get a massage and have a spa day. Getting my hair done? Yeah, that's a necessity. I'll kind of hurry up and schedule if I have like a little bit of a time, but I really don't know when I'm going to get my hair done. I don't know any of those things. I don't have time. I get an email called, it's by Blanc Media, by Sean Blanc, and this email was called 2x2 Byproducts of Clarity. And I really like this, and he was talking about I don't have time. And he said this, it insinuates that I am a helpless victim to the all-powerful stream of hours that mildly passes me by. I am a helpless victim to the clock. There's nothing I can do, Jason. I just don't have enough time. I'm not one of those crazy schedulers where I'm going to put everything down to the last 10, 15 minutes on a calendar app, and I'm not going to have one of those little things I stick in my pocket, a notebook, and I pull it out and I record every single thing I do all day long for 2 weeks, and then I kind of dissect it. I'm just not going to do that. And guess what? I don't do that either. I may get it done for half a day, but I'm going to forget. So how do we become this all-powerful, proactive enabler of time? How do we become this person that has control of the clock? How do we do that in an easy way? In a way that's not going to require huge amounts of efforts that's going to stress me out? How do I not become a helpless victim to the clock? Well, let me help you with this. And I think this will be really, really important and help some of you. And I'm doing this off of years and years of myself. And I'm going to give you, not really my schedule, but I'm going to give you kind of like how I figured this out. And then hopefully there's a few things you can use from it and tweak it however you want and then go from there. So I look at myself first. Always look at yourself first. Not your family, not those you love. Love yourself first. Because if you're at a 10, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, how are those that are around you going to be? How much influence as a leader would you have when you're at a 10 physically? When you feel you can take your shirt off, you can take your clothes off, and you can look at yourself in the mirror and be like, man, I look great. How is that going to make you feel with the clothes that you wear, the way that you walk? You look and your hair's done, and you've been outside for a walk for that day with your dog, and you got a little bit of sun. Your cheeks are a little red. You went and got your nails done, your feet done. You went and got a massage. How are you going to feel stepping into a meeting when you know emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually you're at your best? You're going to be a true leader, aren't you? You're going to have an amazing meeting. What happens if someone's discouraged and they come to you? And emotionally and mentally, you're at a 10. You're going to be able to help them, aren't you? You're not going to be sitting there thinking like, I don't have time to listen to this person. I've got my own issues, my own part. I got this, and this, and I got a meeting in 10 minutes. No. You have to take care of yourself first. What does that look like for you? What do you love for you? Pretend like you're single. Pretend like there is no one in the world exists but you. What do you want to do? And I'm talking morally. I'm not talking this crazy bullshit. Oh, I'm single now. Yeah, I want to do this and this. And then that just shows you're immature. I'm talking for yourself. What do you want to do? Is physical important to you? Is getting your nails and your hair done and being tan or not tan or getting facials? going to the gym and working out, going to float tanks, going to being able to go to the doctor and getting infusion treatments and peptides injected and all these different things that we have now. Is that all important to you? Then you need to make time to do those because everything else will take care of itself. If physical is important to you, let me tell you with me, working out is extremely important. So one, I hired a trainer. Yes, you can afford it. One, I hired a trainer. You can afford. I believe every person should have a trainer to work out, and it's worth the amount of money. Don't have the $800 payment or the $500 payment. Drive a used car with a $300 payment and use the money to have a trainer. And tell the trainer you want him or her to hold you accountable. My trainer holds me accountable to make sure that I'm going to be there. He texts me. He makes sure that I'm going to be there. He's not going to let me use an excuse. And I'm going to be there and I'm going to work out. And consistently, I've been doing that for years. So when that happens, guess what? I know there's consistency in my life. I know that I've blocked off this time. So I'm not going to have meetings during that time. I'm not going to. That is my number one priority for that day is working out. You know why? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I am a much better person after I've worked out. I have my meetings after I work out. I get up in the morning. I like slow, relaxed mornings. I get up in the morning. I'll read a book, watch some stocks. I enjoy that. I enjoy investing and stuff like that. So I'll listen, watch that. I'm like an old man here. Drink some coffee. If there's nothing really going on, I'll read a chapter in a book. I usually try to read a chapter every morning with a highlighter and the book sitting next to where I'm going to sit with my coffee. That gets my mind going. Sometimes I enjoy it. However spiritual you are, whatever spiritual book you want to read, you can do that too. I do that. Then I slowly get ready to go to the gym. Then I hop on the computer for a couple hours before I go to the gym and get as much as I can done, those emails and all that stuff. Then I schedule my meetings after the gym. And I do them after because emotionally I'm a hell of a lot better person to deal with. I'm patient, I'll listen, I'm relaxed. So that's a priority for me. During the week, working out is probably one of my major priorities and having a nice, relaxed morning. I don't like having emergency calls and all that stuff. I'll leave my phone off, put it on airplane mode, or leave it on sleep. I don't like being interrupted in the morning and getting a bunch of chaos, and my team knows that too. Don't bug me in the morning. So maybe you need to set that preference to those. And you're like, well, I can't afford to do that. You know, they need me. They need you. They need you. Really? You haven't coached and trained your team as a leader to be able to handle decisions on their own? Decentralized leadership. We've talked about that. You need to go back in the other podcasts and listen to that, how you can train your team for that. But number one, take care of yourself. Find out what it's important mentally. Maybe number one, mentally is really important to you. What does it look like? Do you need to have a meditation practice in the morning? Do you need to go for a walk with your dog? Schedule that first before your work, before your family, before anything else. You're like, well, that's selfish. It's selfish to be running around being reactive and snapping and yelling at everybody. You're doing things, but you're not doing them well. Doing the same thing over and over again, expect a different result, insanity. You want to take control of your decisions. You want to take responsibility of time, not be the helpless victim. Don't be a victim to time. So what else can you do? Let's look at it. Okay, I know I want to watch sports or I love to watch TV series on Netflix. Schedule it. Put it in your calendar. From 9 to 11 at night, I'm going to watch TV. From 9 to 10, I'm going to watch sports. Pay the money and have a cloud recorder and record only the things that you're going to watch. If you have certain shows on ESPN that you love, record those, and then at night, watch those and slam through the commercials. If you have certain games you want to watch, record them. Then watch them. Even if you wait 40 minutes, then watch them, and you can fly through the commercials, and you'll be surprised. You'll catch up with the game live in 40 minutes. That's how many commercials there are nowadays. That's how advertising is making their money now. I counted the other day, I was watching CNBC. It was like 4 or 5 minutes, 7 to 11 commercials. 4 or 5 minutes, 7 to 11 commercials. It's ridiculous. Count them. You'll see ton of wasting of time. Now, I know some of you aren't going to use your schedule and you're not going to go 5 to 10 minutes out. You're not going to record all of this. That's fine. You don't have to do that. Put the blocks in that's most important to you. And then from there, schedule everything else. When do you like to do meetings? You're like, well, I can't afford that. I got to be. No, have a conversation with your boss. Say, hey, boss, I'm going to be doing this, this, and this during the day. You know I work really hard for you. I'm going to go to the gym during this time. Have this conversation with your boss. And then I'm available after this, and I've scheduled a lot of my meetings from this time to this time. If you've worked hard, you know, if you've put a lot of deposits in the bank, you can take a withdrawal every once in a while. It's okay. In fact, it's good. You need balance. So have a conversation with your boss. Say, hey, here's what I'm going to be doing during the week, and here's the times, and here's this. Hey, if we have our meeting, can we schedule it this time? I just feel like I'll be more productive. After I get back from the gym, I'm going to feel more relaxed. And it'll help me because then I can take the time to think about it, and then I'll be on it whenever we have our meeting. These things are so important. But what do? We're reactive. We're reactive. We're victim. No good decisions. The attitude that you have is going to be bad. The way that you treat people is going to be bad. Take care of yourself first. Schedule the most important things first. Rearrange your schedule around those. Do the things you love and schedule those in there. You like to hike, you want to rock climb, whatever you want to do, put those in your schedule. And learn to say no. Learn to say no. Learn to say that's not a priority. That's not a priority. Let me give you an example. I love British Premier League. I love soccer. I'll watch any type of soccer. What ROI does that give me? And I know, like I said, if you love sports, that's good. But I was just watching it to watch it. Really didn't like love it. So for me, it really wasn't. It took a while, but I gave it up. I didn't need to sit there and watch it for hours and hours or have it in the background. I do better with music and a Google Doc open and researching and studying and going over things. That's way more productive. The other was just really not a priority. What's not a priority? I do this and this and I really don't like doing it, then don't do it. Who are you trying to please? If that drags you down and drags your energy down and makes you from a 10 to a 6 or a 7 or a 5, stop doing that. I don't care what your family says. I don't care what type of duty you have. It's hurting you and it's hurting those that you love. Once you grasp that and get that, this is life-changing. So let's close on this. Don't say I don't have time. You're not a helpless victim. Begin to say that's not a priority.
Thank you for joining us on the Albuquerque Business Podcast. And thanks to our sponsor, RigbyDigital.com. Make sure to subscribe and share. And go to abqpodcast.com. Get show notes, resources, and links to everything we talked about today to help you navigate your journey as an entrepreneur and business owner.